The little sparrow and the monk. Once, in the middle of a very hot desert, there lived a small weak sparrow. The desert was burning with heat. The sand was so hot that it was hard to walk. Life in that empty place was almost impossible. The sparrow had lost all her feathers. Her wings were weak and she could not fly anymore. Every day she tried to find food and water, but there was nothing. She felt lonely all day and afraid at night. Many times she thought, why did God keep me alive if my life is only full of pain? One day in the afternoon, she sat under a small rock for shade. She saw someone walking slowly far away. As the person came nearer, she saw it was a young monk. She looked tired but peaceful. The little sparrow used all her energy and called out softly, "Oh monk, where are you going?" The monk stopped and came closer. When he saw the poor sparrow, he felt pity for her. His heart was touched. The monk smiled and said, I am going to see my master. He lives on the other side of the desert. She is very wise. But tell me, why are you here and how did you become so weak? The sparrow said sadly, I am suffering very much. My life is very hard. I am weak. I can't fly. I have no food, no water, and no home. Please tell me, when will my pain end? The monk thought for a moment and said, when I return, I will tell you what my master says. The sparrow lowered her head and said, I will wait for you. Then the monk continued walking through the desert. When he reached his master's home, he bowed and told him what had happened. Master, he said, on my way, I met a sparrow who is in great misery. She wants to know when her pain will stop. Can you please tell me? The master closed his eyes and stayed silent for some time. Then he said, she has 10 more years of suffering in her life. The monk was shocked. 10 years, master? If I tell her this, she will lose all hope. She cannot bear even 10 more days. How can she bear 10 more years? The master put his hand on the monk's shoulder and said, this is her fate, but there is a way out. Tell her that in every situation, whether she is hungry, thirsty, weak, or lonely, she must thank God with her all heart. Gratitude will stop her from falling deeper into sadness. On this way back, the monk saw the sparrow waiting for him. When she saw him, her eyes became bright. She quickly asked, Oh monk, what did your master say? The monk paused, but then told her gently, you have 10 more years of suffering ahead. The sparrow has shocked. Her small body shook and her eyes became wet with tears. She said, 10 more years. I cannot live like this, even for 10 years. The monk knelt near her and said softly, do not lose hope. My master also gave a way to change your life. she said. In every situation, say from your heart, thanks Almighty for everything. The sparrow was quiet for some time. Then he said, I don't know how this will help me, but I will try. From that day, she began thanking God in all situations. When the sand was very hot and she felt weak, she whispered, Thank you, Almighty, for everything. When she was thirsty and there was no water, she said, Thank you, Almighty, for everything. Even when her feathers fell and her body hurt, she still said, Thank you, Almighty, for everything. The days passed and slowly things began to change. The sparrow's feathers grew back. She felt more strength in her wings. One day, the sky became dark with clouds. Strong winds came and heavy rain fell. The desert turned green with plants. Water filled a big hole and made a pond. The sparrow drank water, ate seeds, and felt full of life again. She, she opened her wings and flew happily. Weeks later, the monk came back through the desert. He was surprised to see the sparrow flying joyfully, surrounded by green plants and life. She ran back to his master and said, Master, you said he had 10 more years of pain, but in just a few weeks, everything has changed. How did this happen? The master smiled and said, 10 years of pain were written in her destiny, but she's changed her destiny. When someone says, Thanks Almighty for everything, with a pure heart, it can remove all karmas. What was written as 10 years of sorrow ended in only a few days. The little sparrow's story is like our own lives. We all face times when life feels dry, lonely, and full of problems. We feel weak, lose hope, and ask, Why me? When will this pain stop? Master's message is true for everyone. Gratitude can change pain into peace and even change what is written in our faith. Complaining makes pain worse, but thanking God makes us as strong and gives us chances to change. Like the sparrow, if we learn to thank God, even in hunger, pain, and weakness, our heart will become lighter and our life will improve. A thankful heart brings positive thoughts, and positive thoughts bring positive changes. Instead of thinking about what we don't have, we should be thankful for what we still have. Then the desert in our life can bloom like a garden. Remember, life changes not when problems disappear, but when our mind becomes strong with gratitude. A positive attitude can turn failures into lessons, hard times into strength, and dreams into reality. Friends, you saw how the sparrow's life changed when she practiced gratitude. In the same way, our life can change too. Stay thankful and stay blessed.